When a man is emotionally attracted to you, one of the first and most powerful indicators is the depth of his attention. You can feel it almost immediately. It's in the way he listens, the way his eyes stay present when you speak, the way he remembers the smallest details of what you've said, even when you've long forgotten them yourself. He's not listening to reply. He's listening to understand and that's rare. Most of the time, people listen with their minds half occupied, waiting for their turn to speak or mentally drifting toward what they want to say next. But when a man feels something deeper, he becomes absorbed in His attention shifts from the surface to the substance. He starts wanting to know how you think, not just what you think. He wants to understand your values, what motivates you, what makes you light up, what drains you. That kind of focus isn't born from curiosity alone. It's born from emotional investment. You'll notice it in subtle moments. When you share a story, he's not just nodding. He's fully engaged. He asks follow-up questions. He draws connections between your stories and things you've said before. You'll mention a small goal, and weeks later, he'll bring it up as if it mattered to him too. That's emotional presence, the kind that can't be faked. Because real attention is the purest form of affection. Psychologically, this comes from something powerful. Emotional attraction activates empathy. When a man feels connected to you beyond the surface, his brain starts mirroring your emotions. He's not just hearing your words, he's feeling what you feel. And this is why the conversations feel richer, deeper, more meaningful, because they are. He's not trying to control or fix you, he's trying to understand your world. But here's the interesting part. When a man listens deeply, he's not just learning about you, he's also discovering something about himself. Your presence draws out a more reflective, honest version of him. You become a mirror that helps him see his own emotions more clearly. That's what emotional attraction does. It doesn't just create connection, it creates transformation. And that's the key difference between someone who's interested and someone who's emotionally invested Interest fades when novelty wears off. Emotional investment grows stronger with time. It's built on curiosity, not the kind that wants to collect information, but the kind that wants to connect souls. When a man feels that, you won't need to chase validation. You'll feel the connection through the quality of his attention. Philosophically, attention is love in its most silent form. In a world where everyone is distracted, giving someone your full focus is the ultimate act of respect and care. And when a man gives that to you consistently, when he makes space to listen, to remember, to you, he's showing you something profound, that you occupy a place in his emotional landscape. So, the next time you wonder how to tell if a man is emotionally attracted to you, don't look for grand gestures or perfectly chosen words. Look for depth, look for presence, look for the way he leans in when you speak, the way he tracks the rhythm of your thoughts as if they matter. Because in the end, attraction might start with chemistry, but it's attention that sustains connection. And when a man truly listens, not just with his ears but with his heart, he's telling you something without ever saying a word. You matter to me more than the noise of the world. One of the most undeniable signs that a man is emotionally attracted to you is when he begins to let his walls down. You start to see pieces of the real him, not the polished, confident version he shows the world, but the raw, unfiltered parts that he usually keeps hidden. And this shift doesn't happen because he planned it. It happens because something in your presence feels safe. Emotional attraction isn't about grand confessions or dramatic moments. It's about subtle vulnerability, those small glimpses of truth that slip through when he's around you. Maybe it's when he admits that something scared him, or when he shares a memory that still lingers in his mind. Maybe he tells you about a past failure or talks about his fears for the future. He's not trying to gain sympathy or attention. He's simply allowing you to see him. That's rare, because for most men, vulnerability is not their first instinct. Society has conditioned men to equate vulnerability with weakness, so most spend years mastering emotional control. They learn to appear strong, unaffected, composed. But when a man begins to develop a real emotional connection, that armor starts to loosen. It's not because he suddenly becomes fearless. It's because connection feels more important than control. The risk of being misunderstood becomes smaller than the need to be known. You'll notice this in how his conversations change. At first, they might be playful, flirtatious, light, but as his emotional investment grows, the tone deepens. He begins to share things that require trust, not necessarily dramatic secrets, but thoughts, insecurities, and reflections that reveal his humanity. He might talk about the people he cares for, the mistakes he regrets, or the dreams he's almost afraid to admit out loud. That's emotional honesty, the kind that only emerges when someone feels safe enough to be real. From a psychological standpoint, vulnerability is one of the clearest indicators of emotional bonding. When a man begins to share what's beneath the surface, it means he's stepping out of performance mode and into authenticity. He's not trying to impress you anymore. He's inviting you into his inner world. That's not infatuation. That's trust. But here's what's important to remember. Vulnerability isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like silence, the pause before he answers a personal question, or the subtle shift in his body language when a topic touches something deep. It's in those moments that his emotional attraction speaks loudest, because to let you in, even slightly, is to hand you something precious, his truth. Philosophically, this moment of openness is where real connection begins. Two people can share chemistry, laughter, attraction, but until they start showing each other their unpolished selves, it remains surface level. Emotional attraction grows roots the moment someone decides, I'd rather be seen than be perfect. So when a man begins to let you see behind his armor, when he stops trying to be impressive, starts being honest, don't take it lightly. That's not casual interest. That's emotional intimacy forming in real time. Because at the end of the day, attraction may draw two people together, but vulnerability is what keeps them there. When a man lets you see the truth beneath his strength, he's not just opening up. He's trusting that you'll hold what he shares with care. And that kind of trust is never accidental. It's the quietest yet clearest sign that his heart has already begun to choose you. When a man is emotionally attracted to you, his investment begins to shift from what he gets out of the connection to what he gives into it. You start to notice that his actions carry more consistency, more thoughtfulness, more emotional intention. It's not about physical attraction anymore. It's about showing up when it matters. He begins to anchor his effort not in the pursuit of excitement, but in the desire for connection. That shift is powerful because it reveals something fundamental about emotional attraction. It transforms impulse into care. When a man is simply physically attracted, his focus is often short-term. He's chasing moments, but when emotion enters the equation, the pursuit becomes layered with depth. He starts to think beyond himself. He remembers what matters to you. He checks in after a difficult day. He listens not out of obligation, but out of genuine empathy. You can feel that his energy has changed. It's no longer about attention. It's about attachment. Psychologically, this happens because emotional attraction activates what researchers call empathetic attunement . The brain's ability to connect with another person's emotional state. When he's emotionally drawn to you, he begins to prioritize your feelings in his decision making. He starts to regulate his behavior not just based on what he wants, but on how his actions affect you . And that's the beginning of emotional maturity and connection. When a man doesn't just think about his needs, but about the balance between his needs and yours. It's not that he becomes perfect, no one does, but his awareness grows. He notices when you seem distant. He pays attention to what lifts you up or wears you down. He may not always say the right thing, but you'll sense his effort to understand. And that's what separates emotional attraction from infatuation. Effort. Infatuation burns fast and bright. Emotional attraction builds slow and steady. It's measured in moments of consistency, not declarations of passion. You might also notice he begins to show emotional reciprocity. He invests energy not to win approval, but to create harmony. He supports your goals, celebrates your wins, and wants to ease your stress not to gain favor, but because your happiness impacts his own. There's a quiet generosity that grows between two people when emotional attraction takes root. It's no longer a game of who cares less. It's a rhythm of mutual care. Philosophically, this kind of investment speaks to something timeless about human connection, the need to belong to something real. Emotional attraction moves us from the pursuit of pleasure to the pursuit of meaning. When a man is emotionally invested, he's no longer asking, "What can I get from this?" He's asking, "Who can I be in this?" That's when love starts to feel less like desire and more like purpose. So, when you notice a man consistently showing up not just with words, but with quiet actions that align with how he feels, don't overlook it. That's emotional truth revealing itself through behavior. It's not flashy, and it doesn't need to be. It's the steady rhythm of someone who's not just interested in you, but committed to understanding you. Because in the end, the most undeniable sign of emotional attraction isn't found in intensity. It's found in intention. When a man begins to invest emotionally, he's not chasing moments. He's choosing connection. And that choice, made over and over again, is how love quietly begins to take root. One of the most revealing signs that a man is emotionally attracted to you is when his energy begins to mirror yours, often without him even realizing it. You start to notice the subtle synchronicities. His tone shifts to match yours, his posture softens when you relax, his expressions echo your emotions. It's not imitation, it's attunement. When two people connect on an emotional level, their nervous systems begin to synchronize. The body starts responding to the emotional frequency of the other person, not because it's a choice, but because that's what connection does. What's fascinating is how unconscious this process is. He's not thinking, let me act like her, it just happens. His laughter starts to align with your sense of humor. His rhythm in conversation adjusts to your pacing. If you're passionate, he becomes more expressive. If you're calm, he settles. It's the body's way of saying, I feel safe here, I want to stay here, Asterisk, that's the kind of comfort emotional attraction creates an unspoken emotional harmony. Now, on the surface, this may seem simple, but psychologically it runs deep. Humans are wired for what's called asterisk emotional mirroring asterisk, a process driven by mirror neurons in the brain that help us connect through empathy and understanding. When a man is emotionally attracted to you, these mirror neurons light up. He begins to experience what you feel, not just observe it. He's not only aware of your emotions, he's asterisk in tune asterisk with them. And that's when communication transcends words. Think about it. In most interactions, people are simply exchanging information. But when there's emotional attraction, something different happens. The communication becomes asterisk felt asterisk, not just heard. You start finishing each other's sentences. There's a rhythm, a shared emotional language that doesn't need translation. This kind of mirroring isn't manipulation or strategy. It's authenticity meeting resonance. It's two emotional frequencies finding alignment. And here's what's important. This emotional reflection doesn't mean losing individuality. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When a man mirrors you from a place of sincerity, it's not about becoming asterisk you asterisk. It's about asterisk connecting asterisk with you. It's him saying, without words, I see you, I feel you, and I want to understand you on your wavelength. That's emotional intimacy at work, the invisible bridge that builds trust and comfort. Philosophically, this mirroring points to something profound about love and attraction, the human desire for resonance. At our core, we're all searching for someone who reflects back the parts of ourselves we long to be seen. Emotional attraction, then, isn't about two people becoming one. It's about two people asterisk recognizing themselves asterisk in each other. That recognition creates belonging, it creates warmth, and it builds the foundation for a deeper bond that no amount of chemistry alone can sustain. So, when you notice him starting to align with you in tone, in energy, in presence, don't dismiss it as coincidence. See it for what it truly is. A sign that he's not just in conversation with your words, but in connection with your emotions. Because when a man's rhythm starts to reflect yours, it means he's not performing, he's feeling. And that kind of resonance doesn't happen by accident. It happens when emotional attraction goes beyond interest and becomes connection. And that's the beauty of it. Two people meeting not halfway, but in harmony. Because in the end, real attraction isn't about imitation, it's about alignment. When his energy begins to mirror yours, it's not because he's trying to win you, it's because in his heart, he's already with you. When a man is emotionally attracted to you, one of the most telling signs isn't found in what he says, it's in what he asterisk remembers asterisk. Emotional attraction sharpens his attention. It makes him notice and store away details that most people would overlook. He remembers the name of your childhood dog, the way you take your coffee, the story you told about your worst day, not because he's trying to impress you, but because those details have become emotionally meaningful to him. When someone matters to us, our brain prioritizes their presence. We retain what resonates, and that's what emotional connection truly is, a pattern of remembering born from genuine care. There's a fascinating psychology behind this. Our minds don't naturally retain random information. We remember what triggers emotion. So when a man holds onto the small things you've shared, your quirks, your favorites, your opinions, it's his emotional investment revealing itself. It's as if his memory becomes selective in your favor. That's how you know he's not just listening. He's asterisk feeling asterisk your words. He's allowing your world to imprint on his mind, and that's no small thing. What's even more powerful is the subtle consistency of this behavior. He doesn't just remember once and forget later. He integrates it. When he brings up that song you mentioned weeks ago, or checks in about the project you were nervous about, that's emotional recall at play. It's care translated into awareness. It means he's mentally revisiting moments with you, even when you're not there. That's emotional presence, the invisible bridge between your moments together and his thoughts apart. This is where emotional attraction separates itself from surface-level interest. Anyone can be attentive in the moment. But when someone is asterisk, emotionally connected asterisk, they carry you with them. You linger in their thoughts not out of obsession, but because they've formed an emotional narrative that includes you. You're not just an experience, you've become a part of their story. That's why he might remember how you looked when you laughed that one night, or quote something you said in passing. To him, those details aren't trivial, they're anchors. Philosophically, this reveals something profound about human connection. We remember what moves us. Emotional memory is the mind's way of saying, asterisk, this mattered, asterisk, it's proof of resonance. And when a man begins to hold space for your emotions, your stories, and your energy within his memory, it's a sign that he's not merely interacting with you, he's integrating you. That's how emotional bonds form, not through grand gestures, but through quiet recognition repeated over time. So often, people chase verbal validation, the words "I like you" or "I care about you." But the real declaration is found in continuity. It's in the way he listens deeply enough that your world stays with him. It's in the effortless recall that reveals his focus isn't divided. Emotional attraction doesn't shout, it remembers. And if you're ever uncertain about what a man feels, watch how he remembers you. Because someone who's emotionally connected won't need to force attentiveness. It will come naturally. He won't just hear your words, he'll asterisk carry asterisk them. He won't just know you exist, he'll prove it through the quiet precision of his memory. In the end, emotional attraction is memory made sacred, the act of turning simple moments into lasting meaning. Because when a man remembers you with that kind of depth, it's not his mind speaking. It's his heart reminding him that you matter. When a man is emotionally attracted to you, he doesn't just show up for the easy parts. He shows up for the asterisk in between asterisk moments, the spaces where life isn't glamorous, where emotions are messy, and where vulnerability quietly replaces performance. That's the final, undeniable sign. He's asterisk present when it matters most asterisk. Emotional attraction, at its core, is about consistency, not intensity. Anyone can appear when things are exciting, but someone who's emotionally connected makes an effort when there's nothing to gain except connection itself. You'll notice it in the way he listens, not to respond, but to understand. When you talk about something that's bothering you, he doesn't minimize it or rush to fix it. He leans in, asks questions, and tries to see the world from your perspective. That's not strategy, that's emotional empathy. It's the kind of awareness that says, asterisk, your experience matters to me even when it's uncomfortable for me. Asterisk, and that's what emotional maturity looks like, showing up with presence rather than pretense. There's a quiet strength in that kind of presence. When a man genuinely likes you, he won't always have the perfect words, but he'll have the perfect asterisk attention asterisk. His body language shifts, shoulders turned toward you, eyes steady, distractions gone. He's not performing interest, He's absorbed by the moment because emotional attraction pulls focus. It creates a kind of gravitational field where both people stop pretending and start being. It's important to understand something deeper here. Emotional attraction isn't about constant validation or effort that screams, "Look, I care." It's about reliability. It's about the trust you build when someone keeps showing up in the quiet, unannounced ways. When he texts to check in not because he's obligated, but because he's genuinely curious about your day. When he makes space for your emotions instead of retreating from them. When he remembers what drains you and what restores you. These are the quiet proofs that you've moved beyond infatuation into something more grounded. The psychology of this is powerful. Emotional presence activates a sense of safety. It communicates that you can let your guard down without fear of judgment or disappearance. That kind of emotional consistency strengthens attraction over time because it allows both people to stop performing and start connecting on a level that's rare in a world built on instant gratification. When you feel emotionally seen, your nervous system relaxes. You open up, and in that openness, real intimacy begins. Philosophically, this is the moment where affection transforms into care. Love isn't measured by grand declarations, but by the small, invisible acts of showing up, especially when no one is watching. It's what turns interest into devotion. When a man is emotionally attracted to you, he begins to invest not just in how you make him feel but in who you are, even in your off days, even in silence, even when nothing exciting is happening. And maybe that's the most revealing thing of all. Emotional attraction doesn't need fireworks, it needs presence. Because presence is what stays when excitement fades. It's what steadies the connection when life gets real. And when a man gives you that, his consistency, his empathy, his quiet reliability, he's not just attracted to you, he's invested in you. So if you want to know where someone's heart truly is, don't just watch how they act when everything's good. Watch how they show up when it's not. Because real emotional attraction doesn't hide in the light, it proves itself in the dark. And that, more than anything else, is how you'll know it's real.